Yes, hello everybody. This this Ray from Raising United, and I'm back, people. I'm back. Sorry about that. Voice is blocked, but hey, the live show continues. And if you're watching the replay, please smash that like button, smash the subscriber button. Of course, become a member. Let's watch this channel grow. We've hit the 50K, so we're happy. And now onward we go. Here we come, silver plaque. Here we come. Hang on a minute. There's some volume feedback ongoing. Let me just sort it out. All right. So I've sorted that out. Yeah. So good afternoon to you, J Dog. Good evening, wherever you're at. Good morning, wherever you're at. Good day, wherever you're at, people. It's a worldwide community, so global community. So, when people join, they could be, it could be any time where they're at. But where I'm at right now, it is afternoon. So good afternoon to all of you. Now, listen, I've devised a show where I'm actually gonna be going live sometimes talking about Pi Network and what's been going on within the community and so on. A lot of you have asked me to talk about, the ecosystem, potential utilities, talk about certain things. So I thought, you know what? There's been some development lately, so it will be worthy to talk about. So yeah, we are going to talk about quite a few things, and you'll be asking, what am I doing here on a Wednesday afternoon UK local time? Because I am off. I traveled to Holland, the Netherlands, with my children. Came back last night, very knackered, had to sleep. Woke up, and I thought, yeah, let me do this content for you guys because I haven't done any content in 5 days because I was somewhere else in a different country. So, yeah, my children enjoyed the Netherlands. They saw their grandparents and all of that, maternal grandparents, and yeah, that's great. So I'm back here in the UK. My holiday still continues because I'll be off until next week. So yeah, going back to work next week. But before then, I can enjoy, do some live shows if and when I come. And yeah, let's do this. So before we do anything, wherever you're at, please smash the like button. Of course, subscribe, and let's see what we do. Okay, so before that, I'll get into your comments. Put your comments in. This is about Pi Network. We are going to talk about Pi Network, and it's live. If you're watching after the fact, then it's a replay. So put your comments in, but mostly based on the recent developments. So we've got on ramp integrations. Obviously, in recent times, we've been talking about, or the community has been talking about, the ecosystem development and obviously what we could do to ensure that it puts Pi in good stead. And of course, a certain KYB'ed partnerships that could propel Pi, up there. Do you know what I mean? Or elevate Pi to the next level. So we want to be part of those. But when all is said and done, it will be up to us, the members of the community, to do that. We can't leave everything to the developers to do because remember, there is the marketing part, there is the advertisement part. It could be marketing. There is the interactions, ideas being shared, and the technical part as well. So there's so many things that need to be done for Pi Network to be up there. However, we should also remember that Pi Network is very young. You can't just look at price based on a few weeks and a few months. You can't say that because the price used to be that and it is this, so it's dust. That's just reactionary. Maybe it's a generational thing. I am a bit patient when it comes to price and all those because I don't think if Pi Network is not here, I won't eat. I will eat nonetheless. So therefore, I can't put all my hopes on Pi Network, but I can look at the bigger picture and say, considering the way certain cryptos have gone and they don't even have, the community we have, then the potential, the ceiling for Pi is extremely high. Do you know what I mean? So we can't sit here and start judging it based on this short termism. Short termism never helps anyone. So you want to give yourself, say, between 5-10 years, because remember, we mined it, or we're still mining it for maximum 6.5, almost 6.5 years. So when you look at that, I don't see any crypto that can tell you that you can still be mining it whilst it's on the main network, So with that, or the open network. So I can say that, Pi network is looking great. It's looking great. And personally, I am when I say it's looking great, like I said, I'm talking about the project. So remember, there is no sentiment towards um, the founders, none whatsoever. It's all about the project, and we all of us helped build this project. All right. So yeah, I personally think or believe that if we give it time, now it's all about time. Time is of the it's not of the essence, but time is the crucial part here. If we give it time, we would get somewhere and keep going. If we don't give it time and we become reactionary, then hey, come what may, don't blame me or anyone else that such and such is what happened. No, we all form part of the community. So if you think it would only take one person or one whale to push the price up and all of that, that is artificial. You want to have some backing, and backing means you, the community, we, the community, ensure that it never ever gets taken away from us. And I'm talking about Pi as a token. Do you know what I mean? So be very careful how you deal with things. Get your knowledge right. I don't think the price is sad, to be honest. Personally, considering Pi has got billions in circulation, and the fact that it's ever hit $1 means that it's got potential. That I know for sure. It's only been launched on the open network. How many months now? Less than 6 months ago. Do you understand? On the 20th of this month, it will be 6 months. So you can't sit there and say it's a sad price. No, no, no. You're comparing it. And that comparison is where deception can take place. Yes, you can tout whatever you want to tout, but I believe those people who misinformed you, those people who told you GCV and all that, they're the ones that are to blame for thinking that Pi could get to a certain price. Because let me tell you this, you can't have those things. Pi, at the end of the day, shares properties of cryptocurrency, which means there will always be volatility unless it becomes something like XRP or USDT or something, Tether. If it's not that and it's just there as a token for now, then expect volatility. Expect at one moment it could just spike to $5 and be like, oh, Pi is cooking. And then at one moment it could just tank to 1 cent. And then you'd be like, oh, Pi is got a sad price or Pi is just dust. Crypto is full of emotions. I've seen that now. So I don't really care about people's emotions when it comes to crypto, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. Whether you like it or not, it will always be volatile. So it is what it is. An open network, but they're not yet fully open. The open source for everyone we called mainnets. Yeah. Well, that is something left for another day of discussion. For now, I don't want to get into those type of arguments. It's a positive, what's the name? A positive content, and that's what I want to do today. I don't want a lot of all these sort of distractive subjects. Do you know what I mean? So please, let's not get into that. All right, and if you spam it, you'll be muted or probably banned, because this channel is not about that. All right. Okay. So let's first start with the latest news, which is the on-ramp integration. Now, the on-ramp integration, a lot of people, well, from what I've seen, are like, it's a great thing, blah, blah, blah. But what I'm reading in groups and channels and so on is that, well, not channels as in YouTube channels, because I don't watch any YouTube channel that does Pi content because they don't know anything. But when I say groups, like where people share the forums and groups where people share their opinions, and some of which are very good opinions, when you go there, you see the concerns of people, like genuine people, real people who are concerned about their own accounts. It's got nothing to do with the project itself. They're talking about their own accounts. Do you know what I mean? So I'm thinking about the fact that, okay, before we can even discuss on-ramp integrations and KYB'ed partnerships and the utilities on the Pi ecosystems and DApps or dApps and so on, before we can discuss all of that, we need to come back down to earth to talk about the pioneers who have not even been KYC'd. Let's not even talk about migrations. Let's not talk about lockups and stakings and purchases of Pi on the app and so on. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about those who have yet to be KYC'd. Now, what is the problem there? Because I don't have an answer to that. I don't have an answer to that. So my question to the core team is, what is the issue? What's causing this hold up for people to be KYC'd? I'm not going to speculate, because if you speculate, you may be wrong. So it's not a good thing, or it's not the right thing to speculate as to why those accounts or people haven't been KYC'd yet. Do you know what I mean? But the one thing that I know for sure is, if you want to be KYC'd, or if you want the AI to get a nudge for you to be KYC'd, you need to be mining consecutively for 30 days. That is just the basis. You understand? That's just the basis. So you should know that. Do you get what I'm saying? You should know that. And if you haven't yet been KYC, that's the basic thing you do before even thinking about anything. But if you're somebody that pops in and out every now and then, irregularly, onto your account, then do not expect the AI to recognize your account as worthy of KYC. So that is the thing. A lot of people don't know that these are sort of basic requirements of being chosen to be KYC'd. So a lot of people don't realize that. And so they think, oh, I haven't been KYC, I haven't been this, I haven't been that. And I'm like, yeah, but that's what you need to do. Basically, that's what you need to do before any other thing. And I don't need to preach to people about that, because listen, I've spoken about that in so many videos. So if you go watch back my KYC videos from back in the day, I've said it numerous times that that's what you needed to do. So I'm not repeating it, but I'm just telling you that that's what it is. Now, when all is said and done, we now come back to the operations which are ongoing on the Pi ecosystem. So the Pi core team have integrated certain facilities for pioneers and developers to make use of, such as the Pi App Studio and all of that. All those things they're good. I have no complaints about it, but I'm not really advertising it like the way it should be. I'm not really brandishing it like the way I would normally do, because yeah, sorry about that. My network just went. Let me just try and get this right. Yep. All right, I'm back. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, before I continue, there is this thing that YouTube's been doing called top fans. So I think if you comment a lot more or something, or if you pay a lot more super chats or something, I don't know, or whatever, become a member, you increase your top fans position. So I just thought, let me just talk about it. Last time around, we did have fun navigating around it, and I think Lizzie was top, and today too she is top. It means she's actually had good quality comments, so I can see that. I think, yeah, she's had good quality comments. And number 2 is TN United. Who is TN United? That's Fibs Don't Lie. He's number 2. And then number 3 is Ingicam. Yeah. Ingicam is number 3. He's only had 1 comment. So, yeah, the more comments you have, or the more super chats you have, the higher your position. It's just something that we do. Okay. So Lizzie just increased her position. So immediately, as I said, I won't be beat. So Lizzie's just gone up quickly to, let me see. Yep, 475 already. So it means by paying 10 Canadian dollars, she gained 400 XP, which is 400 top fans points. And now here she is at consolidating her position as number one. So you can keep doing it. Let's play with it and let's see. J-Dog is there as well. He would want to beat Lizzie. So let's see what happens. Anyway, let's continue. So as I was saying, it is quite interesting. But now let's talk about the KYB'ed partnerships. Now this is so important, the KYB'ed partnerships. So in order for Pi to recognize any institution, organization, or whatever onto the Pi ecosystem, they have to be KYB'ed. Do you understand? And once the KYB, Pi Network themselves would announce them as being in partnership with them. So recently it was announced, let me just read it. Good afternoon to you, to the Truth TV. Let me just read it. So it was announced recently. Actually, let me like Lizzie's one and love you as well. Okay, yep. Cool. So it was announced recently on the Pi page that as initially announced on Pi today, the Pi wallet now integrates on-ramper, a third-party KYB verified on-ramp aggregator that simplifies on-ramp services for pioneers. So on-ramper is like a obviously aggregator, just like a content creator, but they're aggregators online. They normally would they talk about on-ramp services like Banksa, like Transfer, and so on, like on-ramp.money. So they will talk about them in detail for you to understand precisely how it works. Guys, I'm not talking about the price of Pi at all today, so you can say, but I'm not going to read it. I will not talk about the price. I will not be drawn into it today. Okay, let me continue. So they said this integration offers a streamlined way of to participate through the Pi wallet, where pioneers can choose from available KYB compliant on-ramp services and utilize the one they prefer, subject to each on-ramp's regional availability and other restrictions. Note, the only KYB on-ramp partners are onramp.money, Transfer, and Banksa. So those are the three KYB on-ramp partners. Just remember that. Remember, as I was talking about the KYB partners, this is what I wanted to talk about. So any other on-ramp service that is spoken about that hasn't been KYB shouldn't be used or utilized, because if you do that, you do so to your own detriment, and I wouldn't advise you to do that. So yeah, you need to look into that. You need to look into that. All right. And yeah, so these partnerships are definitely interesting, as it were. And when I look at them, they give me some sort of optimism, you know, a degree of optimism where, you know, you look at it and say, okay, they're building something, you know, utility-based cryptocurrency. At the end of the day, that's what the white paper says. So maybe they're following suit with what they promised on the white paper. And they also said that it is a cryptocurrency that is utility based, and because it is utility based, we can't just look at it as an ordinary cryptocurrency where people are just thinking that, you know, because other cryptocurrencies have their prices, blah 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 blah, so Pi has to follow suit. And like I said, I'm not going to talk about that, but that narrative has been set by certain people, certain sections of pioneers, and they always think, I don't know who told them that Pi has the characteristics and behavior of other cryptocurrencies. It won't do that. Long term, Pi Network won't do that. So let's get to terms with it. Let's get to grips with it. And as we move forward, we would understand that it has a long way to go, Pi. And so we should form part and parcel of the growth of Pi Network, as opposed to being a stumbling block or an up to Pi Network. That's not what we want, right? But we should be critical where the need be. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I for one, has always been very critical of the Pi Core team and the Pi founders. However, it's not unfounded because it is something that had been going on for a while, and I sort of kept it at the wraps until it blew full steam, and then I was like, okay, this is the time to actually rebuke these lot and put them in their place and let them know, listen, you can't be doing things with impunity and think you can go scot-free. But it's all constructive, nothing personal. Do you know what I mean? Nothing personal. So yeah, the KYB'ed partnerships are definitely ongoing, and to me, this announcement is it's a good announcement. It was made yesterday. It's a good announcement. So let's pay attention to that. And of course, I've spoken about on-ramp integrations, obviously. Now let's talk about the Pi utilities and the ecosystem. So we look at certain utilities that were supposed to be go live, but haven't yet done so. They were supposed to be mainnet ready, quote unquote, officially, but haven't yet done so. So I'm looking at that, and yeah, that is where a little bit of concern must be shared, because you're looking at that and you're like, okay, so we're looking at an average of 100 utility platforms. Do you know what I mean, on the Pi ecosystem? And officially, we haven't attained that. We haven't achieved it. So that's official. So let's look at it and say, when is that? And ask the question, when is that going to happen? Do you know what I mean? When is that going to happen? So that's the wonder, and a lot of people would wonder as to when that's going to happen. I for one I am one of them. So yeah, I don't know, but for all I want to ask you is, listen, and it's a question. Give honest answers. What is the best initiative that the Pi Core team have inculcated into the project, and what is the worst initiative that they have inculcated into the project? So remember, be constructive. Give me your reasons. What is the best initiative that the Pi Core team have inculcated into the project, and what is the worst? So best, worst, meaning the top and the last, something like that. So let me know in the chats. Before that, we've just had another Lizzie influenced, sort of an influenced super chat by Idris, and obviously handed out by Lizzie. Thank you so much, Lizzie. And just Idris said something. Idris said, Lizzie is the B of Raise United channel, always giving honey. Thank you so much. I like that. 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 I like that because of the name, Lizzie B. Lizzie B. Idris, you are a pioneer of this channel. You are an ultra of this channel. You've been here since I can remember. No alcohol, please. No alcohol. This is a syrup. Sorry, a squash. Is it blackberry or blueberry? Blueberry squash. Yes, Lizzie, thank you so much. Really appreciate your generous offer. Thank you so much. Yes, it's always good to see these super chats. It makes you know that you're doing something that somebody loves, and it's great to have these loyal people of the channel, whom I can call my friends as well. All right, so I've spoken about the utilities, I've spoken about the KYB'ed partnerships, and I've spoken about on-ramp integrations. So I've asked questions. Let's hope that you guys can obviously answer the question. If you've just joined, or if you're watching after the fact, this is it. This is the question. What do you think? What integration or inculcation into the Pi project has the Pi Core team done? The best initiative made by the Pi Core team, and the worst initiative. So you give me the best and the worst. What is the best initiative the Pi Core team has inculcated onto the project, and what is the worst initiative that they have inculcated onto the project? So if you're watching live, you can put that in the comments whilst we discuss it. And then of course, if you're watching the replay, put it in the comment section. and we'll see if that can raise some extensive discussions. Do you know what I mean? So it's yeah, interesting times on the Pi project. Will we get to see Binance listing this year or soon? No, that's not gonna happen. Not this year. It's not gonna happen. That is something left to be discussed on another day, but I've already done videos about it, so I'm not going to talk about it. But all I can say in short is no, it's not going to happen this year. Anything you see is clickbait. That's all I can say. And you've been clickbaited a lot of times by people, like a lot. People came to me, oh, something big is going to happen on such and such day. Oh, Binance is going to list Pi. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. Just remember that. I've got it from a very, very reliable source. Nothing is going to happen. But Binance listing or not listing, to me, it doesn't make any difference with the price. Personally, anyway, it doesn't make any difference. All right? And Binance must do what everyone does. They have to be KYB'ed. Simple as that. They KYC us. So why can't they be KYB'ed? Who the hell are they? They need to be KYB'ed. You know, that I agree with the Pi Core team. I agree with them. Every exchange needs to be KYB'ed, just like all the others, just like OKX, just like Gate.io, just like MEXC, just like Pinex. You know, all of them need to be KYB'ed. BitGet, you know, so they've been KYB'd. So, you know, Binance need to be KYB'd too. If they don't accept that, then, you know, that's their prerogative anyway. So yeah, I've asked you the question. I'm waiting for the comments. I can't do all the talking. You need to also do some typing so I can talk about that. So let's see what you guys say. Top fans, let's see. Lizzie's number 1 still. Idris number 3. At TN United 2436 is number 2, and the rest. So yeah, if you want to get up there, it's the super chat that will get you up there. Honestly speaking, the super chats will definitely get you up there. And I know Lizzie is my top fan. No one can take that away from her. She is. She's always been my top fan. When people are disappearing, and J Dog is also up there as well. Although he doesn't often give super chat, he's still up there. But let me see. Yeah, so wait, how many likes have we got? Let me check the likes. Let's see. Guys, let's smash that like button. Let's not hesitate. Let's not hesitate. Pi Travel. All right. So Idris has put his comment there. Idris says, in my opinion, the project itself is a big one. I still believe that Pi is the new version of BTC. I think Pi is just Pi. It's not gonna be the version of anybody. You know, if you want to be best, you need to, you know, stand on your own 2 feet. You don't lean against the success of someone else. Otherwise, you always play second fiddle. You need to remember that. In order for Pi to be the unshakable, the unbreakable entity, it has to act on its own 2 feet without having to lean on others. And therefore, I beg to differ when people say it's a new version of BTC. It's not. It's a new version of Pi Network. Pi Network is Pi Network. It shouldn't be dependent on based on the work that's been put in behind the scenes and what we see. It shouldn't be dependent on any other crypto success. Yes, Bitcoin is a dominant force in the crypto market, but I can tell you that you can, if you want to use a crypto as currency, I would say XRP is better than Bitcoin because XRP is not as volatile as Bitcoin could be, you know. So personally, I would say, yeah, I'll use XRP as opposed to that. So yeah, that's just what it is. Pi Travel is pretty good. Yeah, but they're all independent of, even though they use the Pi trademark name, which is Pi. Pi Travel, Pi Go, they're not off Pi Network. They're just utility platforms where you can use Pi as a form of payment in order to buy or sell something. Do you know what I mean? So What I'm trying to say is, what has Pi Network themselves done that is best and worse in terms of the project? So not to do with utilities and stuff, but in terms of the project, what have they done? Pi Network will surprise people late this year and early next year. Yeah, everybody can say what they want to say. It's just wishful thinking. If you don't have the facts, you can say what you want to say. But I don't look at it like that. I look at it from a very objective point of view, which means I have to know it and see it. So therefore, I am not gonna support that sentiment. To be honest, gone are the days when open network we were all speculating about things, but based on the things I've seen, and things I know, I can't be like that anymore. Do you know what I mean? I can't be like that, because when you get to see things that I get to see, you can't be too sentimental. You have to be objective, and that's what I am. Sometimes it may not look pretty, but it's the fact. And the fact most of the times don't look pretty. People don't like seeing or hearing the fact. Even when you're with your partner, particularly men on women, sometimes, or even your children. Let me just put it to children. So sometimes you can't afford something. They've asked you something, you can't afford it. You don't want to lie. You don't want to disappoint them. You may want to just give them some hope by saying, "Don't worry." You don't give them timelines as well. You just say, "Oh yeah, well, you definitely get this. You definitely get that." Give them some hope. It's not false hope. It's just hope. But that's what you do with children and that. But in the real world, you have to be careful, because when you start saying things, you have to be able to back it up. So therefore, when it comes to Pi, gone are the days when you used to get me having those wishful thinking, because most of the time they were wishful thinking. Some of the times they were news that I heard or got from my sources. This time around, every news I get from my source is not that positive. Do you understand? It's not that positive. And because of that, I've not been doing a lot of content, because this channel is not about negativity. But when I realized that some of them needed to be heard, needed to be known, I did videos and live shows and stuff. But the stuff I know, 90% aren't positive when it comes to Pi Network. And that's why I don't do a lot of videos lately. As I'd rather do therapy sessions like these, or do a content that would fill you with some sort of optimism, as opposed to do a content that would generate negativity. I don't want that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I don't do a lot of videos, because most of the news on Pi isn't great. I'm telling you, because it is what it is. Yeah, most of the news isn't great or aren't great. So will Pi domains generate good revenue to Pi network, and will Pi price be affected after Pi domains get integrated? Nah, it will not affect Pi price whatsoever. That is just Pi domains. You choose your domain, you buy it, the Pi core team make their money, and that's it. You know what I mean? And you've got tens of thousands of people creating domains, which means, yeah, the Pi core team makes some Pi off that. They will make lots of Pi. But we'll see. We'll see if it affects the Pi price. I personally don't think so. Pi price will not be affected by stuff like that. Yeah, it will be affected when people are buying and selling and holding, and that's it. Sentiments of, well, mostly sentiments doesn't come to play when terms of layer one cryptos. It's mostly a bit of some uh meme coins. Meme coins mostly have these sort of reactions, instant reactions to things. Somebody posts something, recognizable person posts something, and then everybody gets excited and the price goes up and people start buying, and then suddenly somebody tanks it, and then it tanks and tanks and tanks and never goes up. So meme coins are like that. At times Pi acts like a meme coin, even though it's not a meme coin, because it just goes up at once and then stays there for a few minutes and then goes down and down and down and never goes up again. It slightly goes up, but not up, but when you zoom out, you realize it hasn't gone up at all. It was just an illusion, and so on. Yeah. Oh, Pi at $1. Yeah. Yeah. Right now, even me, when it comes to Pi, I don't really want to talk about the price of Pi, to be honest. I really don't want to talk about it. Sorry, not today. I don't want to. But yeah, so those are the things I just wanted to talk about. I was migrated today, 1,000+ coin. Yeah, great. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations for getting your migration. Great. And like I said, not many pioneers have had their thing compromised. So they're fine. They're good to go. You know, their wallet is not compromised, so it's all good. What about getting interviewed by court team? Any news? No news at the moment. That interview, to be honest, it's one of those that it can happen tomorrow, it can happen next year, it can happen next 10 years. Nobody knows, but it's in the pipeline. Fingers crossed, it's in the pipeline. But hey, let's see. Let's see. Let me tell you this: it's not a lot of ecstasy around Pi. Therefore, we have to come here and do the. I have to come here, do these videos, and be as real to you as I possibly can. Because if I come here and start building castles in the air, eventually you're going to be like, oh, Ray's talking crap. Do you know what I mean? So I have to come here, be realistic, and try and push a positive narrative, but objectively. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to do. And let's hope that it helps. Let's hope that it helps. That's all I can say. Let's hope that it helps. All right. So Lizzie is top. Idris is second. And if you're commenting only, you can only get to 75 XP. That's the maximum you can get to. And then that's it. Unless you put in a super chat, you'll remain at 75 XP in terms of the top fans. Do you know what I mean? Top fans. So top fans and XP. Let's talk about it. So a place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in the live show. Yes, in the live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. How do you get on the leaderboard? You need to collect experience points or XP. Here's how you get them. Send live chat messages, send super chats, send super stickers. That's it. That's all you do. And if you do that, you will get there. And it's fun. I like fun, so it is fun. Lizzie's saying, Ray, what do you think Pi's next move will be? Now, I have so many, obviously, I have my own theories, and then I have the facts. So let's start with the theories. So my theory is the Pi Core team are waiting until the end of the year to announce something, maybe significant, maybe not significant. It will be relative. That's what they always do, because August is usually quiet. Nothing happens in August. Nothing happens in September. Nothing happens in October. Nothing happens in November. So it's going to be a very quiet, very depressing period if you have a certain degree of expectation. I don't have that degree of expectation. Therefore, there will not be a depressing period for me. So if you ask me, or if you were to ask me what I think the Pi Core team, if you were to ask me what I think the Pi Core team is going to do, or what the next move is, I would say they'll announce something big, maybe an exchange being fully KYB'ed, and we might be listed on that exchange. And of course, they might also announce the progression as to where we are since the open network launch. They might also announce, they'll keep postponing the domain thing. They'll keep postponing that because I don't know why, but that seems to be always be postponing, because that should have ended on Pi 2 day. I don't know what they were waiting for. So these are, not to name a few, what I think the next moves will be. Nothing major. Now, in reality, I don't think there'll be much movement. That's in reality. I don't think there'll be much movement. And yes, so yeah, they always give us something, whether it's small or big during Christmas. That they always do. And then of course, Yeah, AI generator is saying, I think firewall should be lifted and open network should be open to all in next move. Yeah, but Change Our Fan doesn't want that. Unfortunately, Change Our Fan loves her control. She's had hundreds of billions of dollars, so she doesn't care about you. I'm afraid she wants it like that. But we'll see. We'll see. Uh, we'll see if they'll lift that firewall, because the firewall has not been lifted completely. They're still controlling things. They still haven't given us all our pie. Most of our pie is still unverified, which I don't understand, because I do have. You can still do it progressively. I need those pies so I can see how much pie I've earned so far, and so just having a few thousands of pie from my own mining over the past years, it's not enough, because I've put in a lot of work. I've had a lot of people who have been KYC'd and migrated. Therefore, that is those are pies which are eligible for proper verification and being sent into my wallet. But those have been held for a very long time, and that is doing my head in, to be honest. So personally, there are a lot more they need to do. Yeah, to say that, I don't care about people who haven't been KYC and migrated will be um, an understatement, because I do care about I do care about them. So 1 year from now, we will learn to walk. Right now, we're crawling. Yeah, that's how it seems, man. We're not even crawling, because we're going backwards and forwards. We're just falling. We're tripping and falling. That's how it seems. Having issues with my payment. I can't even renew my partnership and the channel. Hope I'll solve it. Yeah, you're doing well. Friend Nuga at Nigeria. Great, great, great. Yeah, Idris. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I don't know what issues those are, but let's hope you solve it soon. Let's hope you solve it soon, because yeah, you need it for yourself. You get what I'm saying? Oh. So yeah, you people are the loyal individuals of the channel, of course, and I always appreciate it when you come here. As and when I have the time, I would always try to do it during the day, but if I don't have it and I'm at work, then it means it could be in the evening. Do you know what I mean? So that's how it would be. Let me see, what style is this? Yeah. Yeah. I'm still sleeping, man. You buy some battery exchanges to hold. Yeah, I did. I did buy a few. I've bought a few. But you see, when you're buying, the price keeps going down. So, it sort of, in reality, doesn't bode well. You know what I mean? So I've decided to just hold my own pie. Yeah, hold my own pie. That's the best. I am tired. That's true. I still need, because it's not jet lagged. When you travel from another country and the time zone is different, you always have to try and adjust. So right now, my body is telling me it is 3:19 local time. Sorry, in the Netherlands, because I left there yesterday. But it's 2:19 p.m. here. Do you know what I mean? So it's sort of quite oh, very difficult. Very difficult, man. But I had to do this live show. It's very important that I did it. And I'm glad I did it, because now I can sit back, relax, and see what happens next. Maybe on Friday I'll do another one. And then, yeah, you know, we'll see. Listen, people, I'm tired. Take care of yourselves, people. Lizzie, thank you so much for your super chats. And thank you all for commenting. We'll talk again another time. I'll talk about other things. Yeah, name is Ray, channel is Race United, and the word is peace, and I love you all.